Nilima, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so under observational studies,
Hello?
yes, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, Nilima, am I audible to you?
Hello?
Others can hear me or not?
Hello? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We can hear you.
Okay, so Nilima, I'm asking, can you tell me under observational studies what are the main methods we have? We have two main methods under observational studies, right? So, can you tell me what are the two methods under observational studies? Anyone can answer. I think Nilima is having network issue. So anyone?
Descriptive
Descriptive and
and analytical studies, ma'am.
analytical studies. Okay. So under
Yes, ma'am.
descriptive study again we have two subtypes. Okay, one is longitudinal, another one is
Cross-sectional, ma'am.
cross-sectional. Okay, so from longitudinal studies you can find out the occurrence of the particular events, and from cross-sectional studies you can find out the prevalence of the particular event. Now from analytical also, how many subtypes we have in the analytical studies? Pratima?
Yes, ma'am. Cohort study and case control study, ma'am.
Only two. There are four subtypes.
Cross-sectional.
Hmm?
Cross-sectional, ecological.
Cross-sectional. Anybody can tell me the correct answer?
Cross-sectional, ecological, case control and cohort.
Case control and cohort. Sure.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, ठीक है. So now we have already discussed regarding the case control study. In the analytical studies we have discussed regarding the case control studies. Yes, so what is case control study? Anyone remember anything regarding case control study? Can you all see my screen? My PPT is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So case control study, from the name only you can have the idea, case and control. So there will be two group. Okay, one group will have the disease, another group they will be free from the disease. Remember anything?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'll just repeat once again what is case control study. Before that, you remember, always you try to remember, in descriptive epidemiological studies we used to formulate the hypothesis. Okay, but in analytical epidemiological studies we used to test the hypothesis. Okay, you know what is hypothesis? These are the assumptive statements. Okay, hypothesis mane, always remember, these are assumptive statement. It may be true, it may not be true. Okay, so in epidemiology, in case of descriptive studies, we used to formulate the hypothesis, we used to make the hypothesis. Okay, and in the analytical studies we used to test the hypothesis. So that is the main difference of descriptive and analytical studies. Okay, so descriptive studies we have already discussed what are the steps you need to follow. The last step was to formulate the hypothesis. Okay, I think you are clear with the descriptive studies. If you are not clear, at the end of the class you can ask me. Now come to the analytical studies. Just wait for a few seconds. Okay, am I audible now? My voice is clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Because our house is very near to airport, it's okay. So in the case what we're discussing in the analytical studies, you have to test the hypothesis. For example, take the hypothesis smoking causes lung cancer. Okay, with this example we are discussing the analytical studies. Okay, this is the assumption. We don't know whether smoking causes lung cancer or not. Okay, but it is an assumption that smoking causes lung cancer. So here in the analytical study you have to test this hypothesis whether it is true or false. Okay, so in the case control study you will be having two groups. One group will have the disease lung cancer, because we are discussing about lung cancer. So one group will have the disease lung cancer, one group will be free from lung cancer. Okay, then case control study is a retrospective studies. Okay, from the effect you have to find out the cause. Okay, from effect is your lung cancer. Okay, and now from the effect you are trying to find out the cause, what causes lung cancer. Okay, so it is a retrospective study. From the present situation you have to go to the past of the particular study group. Okay, you have to go back, that's why it is a retrospective studies. So case group and control group, disease group and non-disease group. Then you will go back and you have to see from disease group how many of them they were smoker, from the non-disease group how many of them they were smoker, because you are testing the hypothesis smoking causes lung cancer. Okay, so you will find out the how many of them they were smoker in the past. Okay, then you will do the comparison. Okay, for example, in the disease group 8 of them they were smoker, in a non-disease group 2 of them they were smoker. So you will compare it. Okay, after comparing you have to do your interpretation. So these are the steps of your case control study. So selection of case group and control group. So you have to select your case group as well as you have to select your control group. But always remember, whenever you are selecting a case group and control group, there should be matching. Okay, matching means what? Maybe two group you will be needing. Okay, so maybe two group have to be from the same setting. Okay, two group maybe have to work in the same industry. Then two group maybe they should be from the same cultural background. Okay, something have to match in between the group. For example, again you want to check the maybe effect of something between rural and urban community. Okay, and the rural community you are taking from Assam and the urban community you are taking from USA. So it should not be like that. Okay, both the community people they have to reside in Assam. In that way only you can select your case group and control group. There should be matching between case group and control group. Some factor have to be there so that this it is same in the both group, case group and the control group. Okay, that is known as matching. Then measurement of exposure. So in the measurement of exposure we have already discussed with example. So how many of them they were smoker in the past, then in the non-disease group how many of them they were smoker in the past, you can find out the exposure. Okay, measurement of exposure. Then at last analysis and interpretation. So these are the steps of your case group and control group. Any confusion? Anything you want to ask?
No, ma'am.
Case control study, everyone is clear with the case control study?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if you are clear with the case control study, I think we can move to the cohort studies. Okay, so you all have notes regarding cohort study, and class also has been taken regarding cohort study. So what is the meaning of the term cohort? Cohort means what? What do you mean by cohort? Okay, before that we are left out with advantages of case control studies. I think it's already known to you all. Still, I'll just read out once. Relatively easy to carry out. Obviously it is easy. You just need to have two groups. One is affected group, one is non-affected group. Rapid and inexpensive. Required comparatively few subject. No risk to the subject because you are not putting any intervention to the subject, so there is no risk to the subject. Risk factor can be identified. After comparison you can find out the risk factor. Then ethical problem will not be there because you are not doing any intervention with the groups, with both the groups. That's why ethically it is safe to conduct the study. So these are the advantages of your case control studies. Now come to the disadvantages. So selection of an appropriate control group may be difficult. Okay, it may be difficult to select a appropriate control group. Case group you will be getting. Okay, no problem, because you want to, like if you want to study about lung cancer, UTI, STD, so case group you will be getting people affected with the disease. It is easy to get, but control group sometimes it is difficult to find out the control group. Then we cannot measure incidence and can only estimate the relative risks. So here you can just estimate the risks. Then do not distinguish between causes and associated factors. Obviously here we are just testing the hypothesis. So distinguishing between causes and associated factor is not up to the mark here in the case control studies. Then another major concern is the representativeness of the case and control. So sometimes it is difficult to find out this is the same point. Sometimes it is difficult to find out the control group. Case group there is no problem to find out the case group, but sometimes it is difficult to find out the control group. So this is all about your case control methods. Okay, so now let's move to the cohort studies. So what is the meaning of the cohort study? What do you mean by cohort? Aijin, can you tell me what is the meaning of cohort?
I don't know, ma'am.
Anyone knows the meaning of cohort?
It is maybe group, ma'am.
Group.
It indicates a group of people who have common characteristics.
Exhibit, ma'am.
Yes, good. Very good. So, it is a group of people which have some common characteristics. Okay, so we'll discuss. Cohort study is another type of analytical study which is usually undertaken to obtain additional evidence to refute or support the existence of an association between suspected cause and disease. So these are the types of analytical studies. Everyone knows it is the types of analytical studies. Usually we used to do this cohort study to obtain additional evidence. Okay, additional evidence to refute or to support the existence of an association between suspected cause and the disease. Okay, so is to conduct to extract more evidence, more information about the causative factor of the disease. So here The cohort means these are some group of people having same characteristics. Okay, they may have same characteristic in their age, maybe all of them. Like here also you will have two groups. Okay, two cohort groups you will have in the cohort study also, but the two group, they have to have some confounding factor. So remember, in case control study you are using the term matching. Okay, matching can be in any aspect. Okay, they may be reside in the same place. Okay, their geographical area may be same. Okay, their sex may be same. In any way they may be same. There may be matching, something matching in between the both group. But here whenever you are talking about cohort study, here the confounding factor have to be there between the two groups. Maybe their date of birth is same for all the people in both the groups. Okay, date of birth is same, maybe year of birth is same, maybe month of birth is same. Okay, maybe age is same, exactly have to be same. Then maybe then what else, maybe there are some physical characteristics is exactly same to each other, maybe some sign and symptoms is exactly same to each other. Okay, but there should be like one confounding factor which is exactly similar to the other group. Okay, all the member of both the group should have the particular factor. Maybe for example date of birth. Okay, maybe date of birth is same for all the group member, but it have to be same for all the group members, so it is known as the confounding factor. Okay, so in the cohort study the confounding factor have to be there in both the group, they have to be similar with the confounding factor, then only you can conduct the cohort study. Okay, so the cohort are identified prior to the appearance of the disease under investigation. So in case control study we used to do the study after occurrence of the disease, because our study groups are affected and non-affected. One affected group have to be there in your study, means after occurrence of the disease we used to do the case control study. But in case of cohort study, these are identified prior to the appearance of the disease under investigation. Before affected with the lung cancer, they will try to find out the cause of lung cancer. Okay, before occurrence of the disease, they will start their study before occurrence of the disease. The study group so defined are the observed over a period of time to determine the frequency of the disease among them. So the study group, they will be observed for a period of time, maybe 3 months, 1 month, 1 year, maybe 2 year. Okay, it's up to the researcher. So they will be observed over a period of time to determine the frequency among them, because before occurrence of the disease you have to start your cohort study. Then the study proceed from forward from cause to effect. Here we is to start with the cause, maybe you will start with the smoking. So here what you are going to do, for example again take the hypothesis smoking causes lung cancer. So in case control study what we used to do, we used to take a group with lung cancer and another group without lung cancer. Okay, but after occurrence of the lung cancer only we have to take our affected group in case control study. But in cohort study what will happen, here we will go forward. First we will take two groups, one will be smoker, one will be non-smoker. Then we'll observe the smoker group and the non-smoker group, will observe for a period of time. Then we'll find out the frequency or incidence of lung cancer in both the group. Okay, so maybe in the smoker group 8 of them they affected with lung cancer, in the non-smoker group 2 of them they affected with the lung cancer. Now you can do the comparison and you can test your hypothesis, you can draw your interpretation from the after comparing. Understood the difference between case control study and cohort study? Very simple, but this is the main difference. Understood what is cohort study?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so in a cohort study, you will start your study before occurrence of the disease. Okay, so again I'm explaining because it's a bit confusing. I don't know, for you maybe it's very easy. It's good if it is easy for you all, but let me explain again. So before occurrence of the disease, you are going to start your cohort study. Okay, in the cohort study also you will be needing two groups. Okay, and the two groups, they have to be similar. There should be one confounding factor between the two group. Okay, something have to be similar in both the group. Okay, so maybe you got your cohort group 1 and group 2. So you want to test the hypothesis smoking causes lung cancer. Okay, so here what you will do, one group will be smoker, another group will be non-smoker. Okay, then you are going to observe both the group for a period of time. Maybe your period, just take the example that for 3 months, 3 months will be very less, because in 3 months nobody used to have lung cancer due to smoking. So maybe just take the example, you are observing your group for 1 year. Okay, so after 1 year observation, you have find out that from the 10 smoker, 8 of them they affected with lung cancer. They are suffering from lung cancer after 1 year. Then in the another group, the non-smoker group, only 2 of them they are affected with the lung cancer after 1 year. Then you can do the comparison. Then you can test your hypothesis that smoking causes lung cancer, because maximum of the smoker they are affected with the lung cancer. So in this way you can draw your conclusion. Clear? Understood what is cohort study? Understood or not? Any confusion is there? Are you all there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we are done with the analytical study. So we will discuss here only the two types. One is case control study and one is cohort study. Okay, because these two is very important. So sometimes they used to give to write short notes about cohort study, about case control study. So if you are getting as a short notes, then you have to explain with example. Okay, so today we have discussed with the example of smoking causes lung cancer. The same example you can give, or if you want to give any other example, that one also you can do, or if you want to give two examples, that one also it's okay. Okay, so try to write down with example, you'll be getting more marks. Okay, so types of cohort studies, we have prospective cohort study, we have retrospective cohort study, and we have combination of prospective and retrospective cohort study. Okay, so these are the types of cohort study. Next come to the epidemiological